Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm so glad you want to spend some time with me. I'm doing another water drop. And any painting that doesn't turn out the way you want, give it a try. At least try one or two water drops or something else. A silhouette is good. What I'm going to be using is a liner. Now this is a number 4. It's a domed brush. And then I have this basic number 1, 600. This is a 10/0. Very fine point. I used this in pinstriping. Okay, I'm going to be using black paint and then a mixture of teal, because there's teal in this, so I made up some light teal. Okay, this is going to take a long time to do, so you have to have patience. I've got water drops here and I got water drops here. And I used a blue marker instead of a black, which I could have because there's black in the painting itself. And a stencil I cut. It was a big stencil, but all I needed was the zeros because I'll never use the other. I'm not a draftsman, and that's what this was. This is a fine point. It says fine point, but that's not real fine, is it? But it worked. And I did my zeros with this. Use different sizes. And of course, I've got an odd number of them. Now, this is going to take an extremely long time. The last painting I did like this was at least 4 hours. This is going to be twice that. So I'm going to give you snippets of it as I'm going along. If you remember, this was my very first try, and they turned out pretty good, I think. Okay. I've got a paper towel. I've got my water out of a yogurt container. And I guess we'll get started. Okay, I've done all my circles except one. And I'm using black because I couldn't get the dark to work. And you don't need to watch me do all the circles, because there's a lot of them. I go around the outside of my marker pen. On a light canvas, you could probably get away with a pencil, but you're still going to have to paint over your line because that's lead. And it will shine just like this marker pen does. Okay, that's all the outline. Now we're going to work into the highlight. Okay, here we go. Shaking up my light blue. Getting a little bit of paint and a little dash of water. Because I don't want this solid. I think I'll go the same direction as I went on my last one. You don't want solid coverage because then you're not going to be able to see through it. So the water helps with the blending into the color. You're going to want most of your cover at the back end. You want to bring it to a point. So that it looks natural. When I came around it, there was a line. So I'm just getting rid of that line by dabbing it. And then I'm going to put some here. Add plenty of water. See, I can always come back with more color. And then I'm going to get an air swab and pick some of this color up, bringing it around. Now, getting the ear swab wet helps remove the color, which happens to be light blue in this case. You don't need no sharp lines. I'm going to go over it again and make this a little lighter. Just at the very back of that line, black line. Pick a little water up. And then back with the ear swab. You want your line to be gradual, which it is, except for right there. And that may have already dried. Not quite. Okay, that broke it up. I'll do another one. Pick a little color, little bit of water, and I'll do this one. Keep an eye on where your color is, where your center of light is going to be. Get your ear swab. Dry off your brush, grab a little more color because you've got water sitting up there. So, if you're like me, you're going to sit in bed and do most of this while watching TV. Now that this is dried, because I can see it's dried, I can just add more to it. You can keep going back and forth like I do. Get your ear swab. Dab it. If you end up with a line like I've got right here, you want to just kind of bring it out a little. If you get a little more color than what you want, you can, if it's wet, just use your finger to remove it. Okay, well that's two of them. I've got just water on my brush. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of them off camera because I got bunches of them. And I'll come back when I'm ready for the shadow. I'm back. I've had a lot of time and I got a lot of progress. I'm working on the dark areas. And if you notice, I've got shadows behind these to kind of make them pop up even more. I need to shake my color up. I love these little bottles that you get from Family Dollar. You used to get 8 of them, now you get 6 to a package. And they've got even smaller to be able to put these paints in to do whatever extra you want to do to your paintings. I wish I knew how to do voiceovers. If anybody out there knows of a way to do it without buying a subscription or a program, please let me know. it gets easier and easier as you do this. And you can blend it by dry brushing the edge in. I'll come back to that one. I've got too much paint on my brush. Here we go. I may go over it 2 or 3 different times. With the black, like I did with the white. I'm just kind of brushing it in for a good shadow. I think I'm going to record music to be able to use in my laundry room, because you wouldn't hear anything if it was on the computer. Like my dining room area, which is right up against the computer, so I could play music, but I went backwards. I should have gone down this direction, but it gives me a chance to come back and put darker edge on this. Whoops. I don't know where that came from. Okay, you don't need to see me do every one of these anyway. Taking a dry brush, and on the other side, make a shadow, and you want to go about halfway around the circle. Bring it to a point. And with a dry brush, it gives you the options to go over it a couple of times before it dries. The more you do, the better it works for you. Because I've never done this before. This is the third video. Okay, here's my liner brush. This is going to be for the highlighting. I always use a bar of soap to keep my shape, and if you have any critters, you know, like spiders or whatever that likes animal fur, which a lot of insects do, the soap deters them. Okay, we're going to close up the black. Now, I'm not suggesting you lay your lids on top of your painting like I'm doing, but I just have confidence that I'm not going to mess it up. Maybe unfounded, but I'm in a slight area. I was going to put a dot in each one of these, but after I drop some water drop on my counter to see the reflection, a dot wasn't enough. Okay, I'm putting white down here, and then I'm going to do it again up here. It's 2 times. Okay, I'll be back when I'm done. I just wanted you to see what I'm doing as I'm learning it. Okay. For those that are new and watching me, I take my brushes and this happens to be Irish Spring Bar soap. That's what happens when the sun gets to the soap. Your brush will hold its shape. And I do this each time that I use the brush, and then I'm going to sit out for a while. I've had these brushes for, I'd say, at least 40 years. It's taken 40 years for me to be able to afford the best brushes I can get. That one's already done. Okay. I'll be back when I'm finished to show you the end result. Okay. Be right back. Okay, y'all, I'm done. Unless I look at it a couple of different times. I put some highlights of white on top of this light blue. You can barely see it, but it helps with the 3D effect. Putting a close-up. I didn't think this would be so much fun, but it was. So please like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment. And if I can help you in any way, just do a shout out at me. If at any time you want to purchase a painting that I've done, please contact me. And we'll barter. Okay? Thanks a lot. Bye-bye, y'all.